Director General and Secretary of Cabinet, Ms. Pendile Baleni, and of course Mr. Frans Baleni, council members present here this evening, our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Prof. Letlokwa Mpedi, our VC, as we call him affectionately, MEC members, ELG members, welcome. And then, of course, we are here this evening, so we need to do a special word of welcome to our Ellen Kuzwayo recipient, Mr. Linda Twala, and his guests, and then also to our Dignitas Award recipient, Mr. Wouter Kellerman, and his guests. You are all very, very welcome. We also have our UJFM here this evening, and I believe that there will be parts that are live broadcast, so keep that in mind, that this is going out over the airwaves, and I think it's fantastic that we can celebrate this with more people than those here this evening. If any of you, our guests, are like me, then change is not always the proverbial, welcome knock on the door. So on the 10th of September, I was sitting in my office in an online meeting, as we do, a lot of the time, and I looked up and I saw this black smoke just starting to come up, and I thought, oh my word, it's JBS Park that's on fire. And I immediately called our sheriff, as we call him, Mr. Andre Arends, and I said, Andre, you have to check, something is happening. And within a few minutes, he called back and he said, don't worry, it's not JBS Park, it's the country club. And I thought, thank goodness. And then a minute later, a steam train hit me, and I thought, but this is exactly where we booked several functions. So, that very happiness, it's not JBS Park. When I realized it was the country club, I just thought, oh my word. And I think that same steam train then hit Nelda Gestein and her people that were actually organizing all of these functions. But she's not as adverse to change. So within a few days, she had found a new venue. She had not only visited the venue, but she had also booked the venue. So for those of you that got to change a venue in your diaries, it's exactly because of that. And we owe a great deal of debt for Nelda to sort of come to the party so quickly. And for many years, Nelda and her team have been organizing this event, and they do a fantastic job. So ladies and gentlemen, can we just thank them also with a round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, the programs are on your table, so you're welcome just to have a look at it. I should have said my name is Bettine van Veren. I'm the registrar at the university, and it's a great honor to be your master of ceremony this evening. It is now, as the first port of call, my pleasure to call upon Mr. Frans Baleni to make an address and a few remarks on behalf of the council. Mr. Baleni, you must just give me a second because I must introduce you, and that can be a very long time. So Mr. Baleni has been a council member since, Mr. Baleni, France, I think 2009? 15 years. So he's eligible for his 15-year long service award, and we'll certainly be calling him for that. If there is a quiz about our university, Mr. Baleni would undoubtedly be in the finals. There's nothing that he doesn't know about our university, and his blood is truly orange. And so I see he's also switched his shirts now to orange, and we are very, very thankful to have him. Following Mr. Baleni's address, we'll have members of our award-winning UJ Choir, Voices Plus, that will entertain us. And when I say award-winning, I really do mean it. The University of Johannesburg has got a fantastic program called Residence, Artist in Residence. And as part of this, Mr. Mbusu Ndlovu, a year or so ago, wrote a production which is called Echoes of Heritage. And Echoes of Heritage really celebrate and speak to the importance of cattle in the South African culture. And the UJ Choir and Echoes of Heritage won several awards, but in 2024, most recently, they were nominated for 4 KykNet Fiesta Awards, and they won 2 of those, the Best Musical Production and also the Best Original Music. And ladies and gentlemen, when you hear them, you will hear that it's well deserved. So following Mr. Frans Beleni Siswa Mondlane, who's our choir master, and some of our choir members of Voices Plus will then entertain us. And at that point, I'm sure that you will ready for your starters, so the starters will come out at that point. Mr. Beleni, could I hand over to you, please?
Thank you, Program Director. I have a few titles. I've been called doctor, I've been called professor, especially during interviews. And I thought I'm not going to correct them for now. Thank you, Program Director. Good evening, guests, members of the University of Council, the Vice Chancellor, executive leadership of the university, and your guests, and most importantly tonight, award recipient and their loved ones. As we reflect on the year 2024, it is evident that the University of Johannesburg continues to set the standard of academic excellence, innovation, social impact, not just in South Africa, but globally. I know the Vice Chancellor will highlight some of these later, but it's appropriate that I touch on some of these from a council perspective. The role of council is oversight, ensuring that the university remains steadfast on its path and aligned to its vision. Perhaps most importantly, Council considered and approved the Strategic Plan 2035, which lays the path for the next 10 years. This plan was launched earlier this year. There is clarity, the path is known, the destination has been determined. We are building the future now. Higher education institutions has at their core several strategic imperatives. These are academic excellence, research impact, student success, and all these come about because of visionary leadership. Moreover, in the face of the recent COP29 meeting in Azerbaijan, sustainability remains key. Academic excellence, colleagues, is a cornerstone of any world-class university. UJ has firmly cemented its place among the top universities globally, a testament to the dedication of our staff and students. This year, we've seen significant advancement in key disciplines. Our reputation as the leading university driving fourth industrial revolution is well cemented and is being built on. We've been very successful in marrying fourth industrial revolution in societal impact under the leadership of the Vice Chancellor, Rem Bedi, as I call him. And this vision has resulted in key projects as 3D printing of houses, the virtual moot court, the societal villages in Limpopo province, to name but a few. These accomplishments underscores UJ's commitment to staying ahead in the rapidly evolving academic landscape. Our strong rankings are not just numbers, they are a reflection of a talent and effort that fuel our institution's progress. UJ's researchers are breaking new ground and making invaluable contribution to addressing some of the world's most pressing challenges. I should pause, Program Director, to acknowledge that UJ is for the second year running the highest contributor to knowledge production in South Africa. Mema Worme. This year we've seen extraordinary progress in areas that affect the very fabric of our society. In the fight against climate crisis, our research teams developing innovative technologies to reduce carbon emissions, conserve biodiversity, and support sustainable agriculture. A notable project this year involves renewable energy, storage solutions that have the potential to make clean energy more accessible especially under-resourced communities. The university is also on track with the development of institutional ESG strategy that will serve before Council in 2025. Social justice, Rempedi, a pillar of our institutional values. Our academics are working on dismantle systematic, stubborn inequalities, whether through policy analysis, community engagement, or education reform. These groundbreaking efforts are reflected in our global recognition as UJ publications continues to appear in top-tier journals and conferences. The university's research is not only academic, it's transformational, shaping the world around us. At the heart of UJ's mission is our students, and their success is our greatest rewards. This year, I'm proud to report that we witnessed a record number of graduates. I sit on stage and see sometimes those who are walking with those high heels, you can see that it has never been practiced, that excitement. These are not just numbers, they are stories of perseverance, resilience, and triumph. What is particularly inspiring, that is a significant proportion of these graduates come from previously disadvantaged background, first-time tertiary qualification. Their achievement serve as a powerful evidence of UJ's commitment to transformation and inclusion. Our efforts to provide financial aid, Sisnolwazi, mentorship program, and holistic support services have played a crucial role in leveling the playing field of students. We have also introduced innovative programs designed to enhance employability and entrepreneurial skills, ensuring that our graduates are equipped to thrive in a dynamic global economy. Our students are not just succeeding academically, they are excelling as leaders and innovators. Many have initiated projects addressing community challenges, from launching sustainable business ventures to organizing campaigns promoting mental health awareness, which is one of the big challenges in this space. They embody the spirit of UJ, bold, compassionate, and future-focused. For those who are tired, I'm about to finish. UJ's role as a sustainable leader is gaining traction in an era where the call for environmental stewardship is louder than ever. UJ has answered that call with conviction and action. Our campuses, as an example, have reached new milestones in renewable energy utilization, with solar installation now powering a significant portion of our operations. These initiatives not only reduce our carbon footprint, but also set an example for institutions across Africa and beyond. Beyond our campuses, we are driving meaningful change through community projects focused on environmental education. This year, UJ partnered with local schools and NGOs to promote sustainable practices from waste management to water conservation. These programs are empowering young people to become environmental champions in their communities. These accomplishments, ladies and gentlemen, affirm our commitment to being a university that is not just in Johannesburg, but truly Johannesburg and for the world. UJ is at the Premier League rampage and a position 1 in the league of its peers. This evening, we pause to honor excellence and celebrate the profound impact our university and its community members have in society. Specifically, we honor 2 remarkable individuals through 2 prestigious awards that embody the spirit and vision of the institution. The Ellen Kuzwayo Award celebrates individuals who have made extraordinary contributions to education, human development in South Africa. The Dignitas Award recognizes UJ's alumni who exemplify the highest standard of excellence in their respective fields. These recipients not only distinguish themselves professionally, but also embody the values of leadership, integrity, and service that lie at the heart of this mighty education institution. Both awards are deeply aligned with the University of Johannesburg's vision of being an inclusive, future-focused institution that drives change through innovation and leadership. These awards remind us that UJ's mission is not confined to lecture halls or laboratories, Professor Khan. It extends into the world, shaping lives and advancing humanity. In conclusion, I studied in this university. It was called RAU. Today is UJ. I have now served for 15 years in the council of this excelling university. Thank you, UJ, for permitting an opportunity to serve in one of the best universities. I would like to express my deepest gratitude for the valuable lessons I have learned from all of you. Paulo Coelho once said, "If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you for a new hello," unquote. Goodbye, UJ. I thank you. Ke a leboha. Ro leboha.
I want you to breathe me in. Let me be your air.
Gore mpwelele hoye kibitsa phakela.
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 Kibitse phakela onu yele.
Kifihle kiri khosi dumele.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa lisonyane.
Gore mpwelele hoye kibitsa phakela.
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 Kibitse phakela onu yele.
Kifihle kiri khosi dumele.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa lisonyane.
Gore mpwelele hoye kibitsa phakela.
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 Kibitse phakela onu yele.
Kifihle kiri khosi dumele.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa.
Hele utlankwa.
Ahele utlankwa lisonyane.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Sun.
I can see that the dancing exercises are going very well. Hearing from the noise and the chatter in the room, so it's actually quite nice. The first of the awards this evening is the Alumni Dignitas Award. The Alumni Dignitas Award recognizes the efforts of our alumni who have made significant contributions to the university, to a specific field of study, and or to a community, to a region, or to our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, in Latin, the word dignitas refers to an almost physical aura that surrounds a person once they've fulfilled a specific task. This award, therefore, has this implied meaning of deserving, of merit, and of worthiness. The first Dignitas Award, University of Johannesburg Dignitas Award, was awarded in 2005, so it was in the first year of the University of Johannesburg. And up to now, we have awarded 47 awards over these years. So if you do some maths, you'll see that this is an award which we really are quite selective in who we actually give these awards to. Mr. Baleni has referred to this, but innovation is really at the heart of our university identity. We aim to be a hub for groundbreaking research and creative solutions that address both local and global challenges. And the Dignitas Awards align with this aspect of our vision in that it recognizes alumni who exemplify innovation in their respective fields. The recipients of this award push boundaries. They break new ground, and they set benchmarks for excellence. They illustrate how the University of Johannesburg illustrate the university's emphasis on critical thinking and ingenuity, and how that actually equips our graduates. And we do claim you, although you studied at RA, we do claim you, equips graduates to lead in a rapidly evolving world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pride and honor and great enthusiasm that I introduce a true luminary in the world of music, the Grammy Award winner, Mr. Wouter Kellerman.
When I met you in the summer,
Mr.
to my heartbeat sound.
I need to say a little bit more about Mr. Kellerman. Mr. Kellerman is a pioneering force in contemporary music. He seamlessly blends his talent as a fluitist. Did I say that correctly? I practice it. As a fluitist, as a composer, and as a producer with a deep commitment to philanthropy. With 2 Grammy Awards, ladies and gentlemen, 2 awards and 6 nominations, and I'll say something about that right at the end, and 6 nominations, including his latest for Treveni. Mr. Kellerman is celebrated for transcending musical genres and redefining instrumental expression. His first Grammy win for Winds of Samsara in 2014 marked a turning point in his career, with the album topping the US Billboard charts and the Zone Music Reporter Top 100 International Radio Airplay chart. That's very impressive, right? I need to actually say that again. Topping the US Billboards and the Zone Music Reporter Top 100 Interplay Radio Airplay chart. That's really incredible. He continued to break barriers with subsequent nominations for Love Language and Pangea, and a 2023 win for Boyete alongside Nomcebo Ziku and Zakes Pantwini, cementing his status as the only individual in South Africa with 2 Grammy Award winners. Siswe, you must sit next to this amazing person and have some discussions, please. I'm imagining our UJ choir working with Mr. Wouter Kellerman. Hint, 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 hint. Beyond music, Mr. Kellerman's philanthropy has changed countless lives. For over 26 years, he has supported underprivileged children through the SOS Children's Villages and fostered young talent mentoring choirs like the Ndlovu Youth Choir, the Mzansi Youth Choir, and may I add the UJ Choir? Should I add it here? And then, ladies and gentlemen, and this really is a huge privilege for me to say, and this is hot off the pre-press. This is not even hot off the press. This is hot off the pre-press. Mr. Kellerman has just been nominated for another Grammy. You may not know it, but he's a trained engineer. He practiced as an engineer, worked as an engineer. He plays all kinds of sport. He does all amazing things. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wouter Kellerman. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll give Mr. Wouter Kellerman a chance to just give a talk. Otherwise, I think let's maybe do the award first. Visi and Mr. Baleni. Could I ask you to come up and then we'll do the award, and after that we'll hand over to you, sir.
yeah. It feels like springtime in winter. It feels like Christmas in June. It feels like heaven has opened up its gates for me and you, yeah. Every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord that I've got you, yeah. And you got me too. Every time I think of it, I pinch myself, 'cause I don't believe it's true that someone like you loves me too, yeah. Yeah, 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 babe. Yeah. Ooh, girl, I think that you're truly something. Yes, you are.
Thank you so much. When I was 10 years old, my mom and dad took me to a symphony concert and asked me which instrument I'd like to play. And I immediately liked the flute. And it turns out so did many other people. The oldest flute that we know of is 60,000 years old. It's made of the thigh bone of a cave bear. And even before that time, humans must have been making flutes from reeds. Those flutes just didn't survive long enough for us to know about them. Language was also developed apparently around 50 to 70,000 years ago. So it turns out that flute playing and language developed earlier together. The human vocal tract was not developed enough to make the sounds that we do today before that. So it turns out that flute playing is a hugely intuitive and human thing to do. So I loved it from the first day. And by the time I left school, I wanted to study music, but we didn't have money for me to go to university. So I had to study something that I could find a bursary for. And my other talent is mathematics. So I was offered an Anglo-American bursary to study engineering, which I did at UJ. Still playing the flute every day while studying. In my first year, I was UJ's best first-year engineering student. And I also founded the table tennis club, the UJ table, and I was the #1 table tennis player. I won the UJ Talent Festival in my third year, and UJ never had a music department, still doesn't, but so they asked me to teach flute to other students who wanted to learn flute, so I did that as well. I absolutely loved my time there, and after university, to my shock, I had to go and work back for Anglo-American, and they posted me to the coal mines of Witbank. And I didn't last very long there. Came back to Joburg and started my own engineering software company. In the meanwhile, I'd married and started a young family. And after a few years, I thought, okay, I'm ready to follow my dream. I'm going to become a full-time musician. And within 6 months, my money had run out. So I tried again and again and again over the years, and I just couldn't make it. And so basically, I had to wait 20 years until my daughter finished university, my son finished school. Suddenly, things became a whole lot cheaper. So I tried again, and I remember sitting around the kitchen table with my kids, and they said, "Dad, what would you like to achieve?" And I said, the biggest dream would be one day to get a Grammy nomination, which just seemed like an impossible dream at that stage. And I also wanted to represent South Africa at a big event. And that turned true in 2010 when I was asked to perform at the closing ceremony of the World Cup soccer tournament for 700 million people. That was an amazing moment. Thank you. So from the beginning, I realized that I had to export South African music. And when I started traveling, I discovered that the music and the richness that we have here is much more valuable than I'd known before. We have incredible cultural richness, which I assumed existed all over the world, but I didn't find it anywhere else. And I became a Grammy voting member, and the music that was sent to me by the American and other populations didn't really, in my view, match up to the music we have in South Africa. And I discovered that we just have an incredible gold mine of richness and talent over here. So it's been my mission to export that music and tell the world about it. So my first album took me 3 years to make, and I eventually went, I was in love with Norah Jones at the time, with her album Come Away With Me, won 8 Grammys and sold 35 million copies. And I thought, let me get the world's best mixing engineer to mix the album. And this happened to be Husky Hoskins, who had mixed that album. And I reached out to Johnny Clegg, who was a friend of mine, and he put me in contact with his mixing engineer who knew Husky, and I sent him the music, and to my surprise, he liked the music, and he said, come over, and I went to LA, mixed the album, and when I came back, I thought, now I'm ready to take the world by storm with this new music that's beautifully produced. So I took the album to all the major labels and to all the independent labels, made appointments, and nobody wanted it. Not one label wanted it. And I still remember going to the Universal meeting that I'd set up, and the manager there said to me, Wouter, we love you, we love your music, we think you're incredible, but it's just not our thing. And I looked on the table, and on his table was my CD, still in a plastic. He hadn't even bothered to open it to listen. Just a middle-aged white flute player was just not going to get anywhere. They were just not interested. So we did find a small independent company to release it, and I decided to have a big launch event, which we held at the UJ Theatre. Booked it for 3 nights. I didn't know at the time that you don't book a theatre for 3 nights if you're an unknown musician. So Tulsi, my manager and business partner, and my kids spent nights. It was Joy of Jazz time, and we printed 100,000 pamphlets, and we went to all the cars, putting the pamphlets on the cars, and we managed to get some people to the launch. And that album was nominated for a South African Music Award, and the DVD won my first South African Music Award. And thank you. I was off to the races, and there's been some beautiful milestones. The Grammy nomination, my first Grammy nomination, was definitely a huge milestone. But over time, I thought, let me do some more discovery of the local riches. So I did an album with Soweto Gospel Choir and the KwaZulu-Natal Philharmonic in 2017 called Symphonic Soweto, a tribute to Nelson Mandela, just timed for his centenary. And in 2018, I was asked to do a corporate with Soweto Gospel Choir, but they were not available. So we started looking for a youth choir that could stand in. And I didn't know about the UJ choir at the time. So Tulsi set out to find a choir, and she found this Ndlovu Youth Choir in Mutse, 3 hours from Joburg, completely unknown, with very little work. But when I started working with them, I absolutely loved their talent and their spirit. So I thought, let me try and do a song with them and try and broadcast their talent to the world. So we did a song, Shape of You by Ed Sheeran in Zulu, and it went viral. And soon after that, America's Got Talent saw the video, reached out to the choir and said, come and enter. So they entered, they went all the way over there, and as South Africa watched with bated breath, went from round to round until they got all the way to the finals. When they came back here, they were so well known here that they had an impossible amount of work. And the next year they earned 10 years of salary, and the kids have been able to sustain their whole families on their music income. So I thought, did we just get lucky, or is this some kind of formula? So I thought, let me try it with the Mzansi Youth Choir. So we did one song, nothing happened. Another song, nothing happened. The third song, we did a cover of Calm Down by Rayma, very well-known song. And again, this went viral on Instagram and TikTok. I think more than 20 million views on Instagram. And again, America's Got Talent reached out to them. I don't know if it was because of that or other reasons, but they reached out to them. They also went all the way to the finals, and they're doing incredibly well. So I continued my journey to work with local musicians, and 3 years ago, I did a song with Nomcebo Zikode and Zakes Pantwini. Nomcebo is the lady who sang Jerusalema. I just absolutely love her voice. We decided to do something together, and that year we managed to win the Grammy for Best Global Music Performance, beating the entries of people like Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran, and Burna Boy. So I think the local talent is here to take over the world, and it's been my mission to build bridges, spread good energy all over the world, and also spread South African music, and help those who just needed a small lift to reach their heights. The last album is called Triveni. It's a collaboration with the Japanese cellist, Eru Matsumoto, and the Indian singer, Chandrika Tandon. And this album we made with a specific focus of creating healing music. And we're working with some universities across the world, UCI Irvine, for example, to prove scientifically the power of music in healing and in wellness. And that's always an open door for me to work with the university, with the music. So this is an invitation as well. And so that's the latest project. And for me, this is a complete full circle event from the early days of UJ, when I joined UJ in 1980. And thank you so much for the award, very much appreciated.
Sanwa senhliziyo wethemba lami helele mayfohloza love it wethu wami sanwa sami love wami mayfohloza dali wami helele mayfohloza kuba buhlungu inhliziyo wethemba lami uma ngicabanga nawe love it wethu wami sanwa sami love wami mayfohloza dali wami helele mayfohloza dali love sweetie waze wangiphatha kahle ulale sifubeni dali love sweetie waze wangiphatha kahle ulale sifubeni helele mama njengengane ngane
wangibamba kwamancane wangibambele duze
tuthandwa sami
segoli mama ezola
simela samsa sezola
wangibeke sifubeni wemama
helele mama njengengane ngane
wangibamba kwamancane wangibambele duze
tuthandwa sami
segoli mama ezola
simela samsa sezola
wangibeke sifubeni wemama
helele mama njengengane ngane love is sweetie love is sweetie. Where to do Mr. Nasami, Lavi wami, me fohloza, tali wami, helele me fohloza. Lavi sweetie, Lavi sweetie. Where to do Mr. Nasami, Lavi wami, me fohloza, tali wami, helele me fohloza. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His hand. And until we meet again, until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His hand.
The UJ Awards Committee is a joint committee between Council and Senate, and it considered the submissions for this award, and it then makes recommendations to Council. The first Ellen Kuzwayo Award was awarded only in 2007, and up to now we've had 49 recipients. Dr. Ellen Kuzwayo was a prominent South African activist, a writer, and a politician. She was a champion of women's rights and a leader in the fight against apartheid, particularly through her work with rural women and with the youth. She remains a symbol of dignity and strength in the struggle for justice and for equality. The university envisions itself as a dynamic, as an inclusive, and as a globally collected African institution that shapes the future and the future generation for leaders. This vision calls us to foster innovation, embrace diversity, and drive transformation within and beyond our campus walls. The Ellen Kuzwayo Award embodies this vision by celebrating individuals who have dedicated their lives, who have absolutely dedicated their lives to empowering others through education and through social justice. Dr. Kuzwayo herself was a leader who shaped not only her community, but also the broader landscape of education and also equality within South Africa. By honoring individuals who follow in her footsteps, we affirm our commitment to cultivating leadership that inspires positive change. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to introduce to you Mr. Linda Tswala, a philanthropist, with over 57 years of unwavering dedication, who has transformed the lives of countless individuals in the Alexandra Township as the founder of the Putajijaba Care of the Aged, established in the 1960s, Mr. Twala has pioneered initiatives to support the elderly. He empowers the youth and the uplift of vulnerable families. Partnering with organizations such as Africa Tikkun and the Smile Foundation, his efforts have extended to culture enrichment, educational support, and life-changing healthcare and other interventions. Collaborations with corporate and community partners have further amplified his impact, addressing food security, creating employment, and expanding his research or his reach to other townships also. With a mission rooted in love and in compassion, and I must say that again, with a mission rooted in love and in compassion, Mr. Twala's multifaceted contributions aligns profoundly with the University of Johannesburg vision of societal impact, making him a worthy recipient of the Ellen Kuzwayo Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause, and then I'll ask Mr. Baleni and Prof. Mpedi to join me, and we'll hand the awards over in front of the stage. Prof. and Mr. Baleni.
Man, I don't know how to thank you, but I just want to make an appeal, requesting you guys. In fact, when I look at you as lifesavers. Please, we need a vigorous prayer drive in South Africa on all the 9 provinces. You know, gone are those days where Mandela used to say, in everything that you do, let there be room for forgiveness. But today I stand here, if I were to ask Lawrence just to kneel down to show that I appreciate what you did, and please come and visit us, come and help us save lives in our township. We need land, we need jobs. We need that recognition. Alexandra is mother of all the townships. mother of all the continents. And here I see a gateway of getting Frankenwald and Limbra Park. Please continue, guys. And God bless. May God give you the strength of a lion and the wisdom of a Solomon in all your endeavors.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lawrence Ruwele. I am on the committee at Dignitas. We've got 3 committees. We've got the elephants, the lions, and the leopards. We are the leopards, myself and Dignitas. I am founder of the Alexandra Youth Swim Academy, where we've got more than 200 children that we teach how to swim. I am also the founder of the Kasev Family Library in Alexandra, where we teach as many children how to write and read for understanding, because that's a huge problem in our country. Ubablinda Twala has asked us to say a few words, myself and Utrina. Firstly, thank you to everyone who's here today. May you please continue supporting us in Alexandra. There's a lot for us to do there. There's all sorts of things for our elderly, the disabled, the disenfranchised, single mothers, fire victims, flood victims, paralyses. Those are all the people that we assist in Alex. We build toilets, we build showers, we organize for children to go to school through bursaries. We take them out to go and enjoy life and to experience different things. We take them to Gold Reef City. We take them to, I'm actually waiting for the Linda Auditorium to answer on something. We'd love for them to see the planetarium and learn about the different planets. There's just so much that we are asking from the business community, from private individuals, from alumni, from everyone. Please, in Alex, I'm an Alexandrian myself, raised by Ubab Twala. So please do come to our rescue. And thank you for everyone to inviting us to this evening. You can find us on Google. Just Google Ubablinda Twala. And you'll see all the works that he's done over the years since 1967. 9th of December, we celebrate Ubab Twala's 80th birthday party. We also celebrate his 58th year in assisting people in South Africa and abroad, Malawi, Mozambique, where else? Tanzania. Recently with the floods in KZN, Ubablinda Twala was there. So please do come to our rescue. All of our contacts are online. We're looking for as much help as we can for Alexandra. A place that was meant for 60,000 people now has 1.2 million people within a square mile. So with everybody here, especially the accountants and everybody who can count, that number is not right. It's completely off. So please come to our rescue. Ubablinda Twala is the most amazing person that's come into our lives. He helps anyone and everyone. We don't choose who God sends to us for assistance. To keep to 5 minutes, Gcina, please may you continue with Inziga Yesizwe. God bless everybody. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Well done, Lawrence. I didn't think you were going to be able to concise everything. Thank you so much. My name is Dignitas Twala, everybody, and I am the youngest daughter of Ubablinda Twala. And I'm a proud leopard at Dignitas Care of the Aged, meaning the youth committee. So for over 57 years, Dignitas has served the elderly, the young, and those in need, embodying a spirit of service that my father has installed in all of us. As his children, we are carrying forward his legacy. My husband and I formed an organization called Inziga Yesizwe Sethu, meaning Pillar of the Nation. And we are inspired by Ubaba's example to focus on youth development. Our soup kitchen feeds over 500 people weekly, and we are proud to be part of this mission of care. Dignitas has also birthed organizations like the Alexandra Youth Swim Academy, led by my fellow leopards, Lawrence and Jobeka. We have also initiated many programs that bring hope to our community, such as trips to Gold Reef City for kids, trips to Cape Town for the elderly, annual Christmas parties, which we are in the process of planning for. And indeed, as Lawrence said, it will be Dad's 80th birthday, and we would like to invite you all on the 9th of December. My father's impact extends beyond our borders. He is always teaching children in our community about the meaning of the South African flag and the meaning of Alexandra. And for those who don't know, Alexandra means protector of the people. In the past, he's taken children from Alex to study abroad, and some of them are now political scientists. He's invited leaders and even guests from America to sleep in Alex. This unique experience led to raising 12 million rands for the Central Johannesburg College. Today, Alexandra's population exceeds 1 million, and in a space meant for 60,000 families. We truly do need more land, and I urge each and every one of you to join us in advocating for this critical need. In closing, we are deeply grateful to the University of Johannesburg for honoring my father with the Ellen Kuzwayo Award. And to Mzwanele Maegiso, thank you so much for amplifying his legacy. May this recognition inspire even greater collaboration with UJ and with each and everybody here. Thank you for celebrating this incredible man that I am proud to call my father and his unwavering dedication to Alexandra. Let us all carry forward his vision of service and transformation. Thank you so much, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask for another round of applause for both of our awardees. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Letlokwa Mpedi. I don't think Professor Mpedi needs a lot of introductions, but I'll do say one or two things about him. He's homegrown. He has his qualifications from the University of Johannesburg. He's a renowned scholar of labor law, of social security, and extensive publications. At the last Senate Higher Degrees Committee, Prof, we approved your PhD students' results, so he continues to work, can I say, in the trenches with all of us. He's an academic, he's a visionary leader. He's a pleasure to work with. VC, I think we are truly thankful to have you as our leader. What I must say is, Prof. Mpedi wants us to do these campaigns, did you know? And the last couple of meetings, he's always referred to chappies. Do you remember chappies? Yeah. Did you know? And then I was always very disappointed just when they say, did you know who was the, and then it cuts off. And now you don't know how many chappies do you need to buy to get the new thing. Did you know that our VC has a vast knowledge of music? There's nothing you can ask him, no song that he doesn't know. We were in Ghana recently and we were all tired, and it was the alumni event, and Prof. Mpedi managed to connect his phone to the speakers. And there we sat until, 1 o'clock that evening with him DJing and playing music. And he had a story about every song. Did you know that he has a vast knowledge of languages? Prof, how many languages do you speak? I'm putting you on the spot, Visi. Okay, can I then say, in the absence of a bonus, many? Do you know that he's got a vast knowledge of cars? I'm trying to convince him to convert to Audi, but I don't think I'm going to manage that. But there's not a thing that he doesn't know about a car, especially BMWs. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our Vice-Chancellor.
Madam Registrar. Oh, goodness me. I hope you don't expect me to sing, because you'll regret that. Let me get the formalities out of the way and acknowledge the Director General and Secretary of State, Mrs. Pindile Baleni, Rebaleni, Reference Baleni, as I fondly call you, and I'll continue to call you even after you have stepped down from UJ Council, and I know you'll always visit us, because we will visit you. members of council present here today, members of the executive committee of the University of Johannesburg, in attendance, members of the executive leadership group, student leadership, I see you, we acknowledge you, and we love you. Let me also acknowledge our award recipients this evening, Mr. Linda Twala and his guests, yes, and Dignitas Award recipient, Mr. Wouter Kellerman, and his guests. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's late, and I'm sure because it's a Friday, many of you have plans for tomorrow, but please bear with me. You know, this place, you know, we must really make sure that every cent counts, you know. And I'm going to make sure, Madam CFO, that every cent counts, that we are here. So I'll use it, you know, to the fullest. Please also allow me to acknowledge Voices Plus, but to me, you are UJ Choir. Caesar, you'll always be UJ Choir, and you know how much I love you guys. You know, I can call myself anything, but wherever I am, as long as I'm still in this role, I'm the VC of UJ. So you are UJ Choir. And please also allow me to acknowledge UJ TV. We have UJ TV and UJ FM present here today, award-winning UJ FM, and everyone who set time aside to come and spend some time with us. I was listening carefully. Of course, yes, I love music to make up for my total lack of talent, as my primary school teacher once said. You know, to have school trips, you had to sing so that you can go on school competitions. And one of my primary school teachers chased me from the school choir the day before the competition. It was a Friday, I'll never forget, and said, "You, sir, you are a total case, yeah? You are a case of a total lack of talent." And yeah, life went on. You know, as I sat here, I thought of in the news, there's a robot that told somebody that you are, what did it say, Prof. Mashau? You know, it's something, yeah, you must kill yourself. We mustn't talk about killing people, killing themselves. But it said you are a total misuse of space or something. And I'm like, this robot spent time with my primary school teacher. One of the great businessmen that I love and respect said, you know, recently addressing a group of graduates at our business school, that please, as leaders, you should not go around saying, "my people." We are no longer operating in the plantation's time, you know. But this evening, please allow me to use this vice chancellorship is not forever. I must enjoy it while it lasts. So that teacher that talked about a total lack of talent, only if she knew, but you know, I come from a village where taught to respect, not that only villagers are respectful, but I'm talking for villagers. I don't know about life elsewhere, Prof. Mashau. You township men, you can speak for yourselves. So please, you know, I wouldn't go and tell that teacher if she's still alive, but if I were for a moment to tell her that, look, yes, you said I'm a case of total lack of talent, but I have a choir that wins awards, she would be jealous, you know. That choir, I say this whenever I get a microphone. At my inauguration, people were crying. I thought it was my speech. The next day, I had breakfast with the guests that were crying, and they say, "Oh, your choir made us cry." But I didn't confess, you know. And another thing, you know, that I must say, wow, we've got an amazing dean. All our executive deans are amazing and with different talents, but we've got Professor Federico Freschi. I mean, those who were at the dean's concert, I'm telling you, we have serious talent. I say, it's my dean, is an opera singer. Now, I'm going to say this as loud as I can. I say, my alumnus. You know, must I continue? Grammy winner, not once, twice, and we're praying, eh? We are praying, eh? We are praying, you know. Where is Mr. Siale? Mr. Siale, you better pay attention, eh? Mr. Siale is the man that makes sure that our news go out, you know. Yeah, so honestly, it's just amazing. Madam Registrar, I was listening carefully when you said, when you saw the smoke I'm a member of the country club because of you, Jane. And people said, your place has burned down. I said, what place? Anyway, let me not talk about that. So, Madam Registrar, there is this saying that, and I'm paraphrasing, you'll never know what good luck, bad luck brought you. I mean, we would be sitting, not that it's a bad place, I don't want to lose my membership, but hey, who thought we would be here at the Melrose Ark, honoring such great men? I mean, Ntate Linda Twala, I mean, Ntate voter, come on. Let's give them a warm round of an applause. Now, I mean, I was saying to Prof. Ngulunga that, hey, Prof, this is a nice place. You know, I saw a Lamborghini, I saw a McLaren, I saw a Ferrari. I mean, we are at the right place, you know, it's the great University of Johannesburg. Hopefully this thing, you know, will rub in. Not that we'll buy Ferraris, but, you know, that we can have that Ferrari life, you know, as a university, you know, and go up and continue to grow, you know. I mean, you'll never know, you know. Prof. Mashawi is nodding. So thank you for bringing us to this place. And I'm not suggesting that there should be fires all the time so that we can come here. Now, many of you, and I thought Madam Registrar will talk about this, many of you who know, it's now a known fact that I used to be a karateka for a good number of years. I'm not a practicing karateka, but I'm a karateka at heart. You know, once a karateka, always a karateka. The spirit of karate, the principles of karate, they live with you. Oh, yeah, this is the man, you know. So my style, the style that I practice is called Kyokushin Kaikan Oyama Karate. It's a Japanese style. The toughest karate style you can ever get. It's bare knuckles and it's full contact, you know. The only places you don't hit is the face with your fist and your groin. Everything is fair game. So you are trained to be tough physically and spiritually. And I remember our senpai used to say, our trainer, you know, senpai before sensei, used to say, don't be impressed by people who break bricks, you know, with bare hands. Bricks don't fight back. Another human being will punch you. So they would prepare you to be ready for kumite, that is a fight, you know. And the founder of this karate style, his name is Mas Oyama. Now, I'm not trying to give you a history lesson. There's a reason about karate when I talk about this man. I mean, an amazing guy. Just reading about him, you know, you just feel inspired. This is a guy who participated in the so-called 300-men kumite. You fight 300 men non-stop. It's not for days, you know. One day, you know, short breaks. You know, if you fall, you stand up in 4 seconds. Otherwise, you are disqualified. I don't think there's any other man who did the 300-men kumite other than Mas Oyama. This is how strong psychologically and physically he was. Of course, they reduced it to 100-men kumite, and to pass that, you need to win 50 fights, 50 men, basically. So you could finish it quickly if you have technical knockout quickly. And there is one South African who did the 100-men kumite, Marius Skuman. But the point I'm referring to, Mas Oyama, Mas Oyama said something, and I think this man thought of UJ, and it was many years ago. He said, and I quote, I realized that perseverance and step-by-step progress are the only ways to reach a goal along a chosen path. I thought this man thought about UJ. I thought this man, as I listened to you, a colleague, that he was referring to you. Step-by-step perseverance and staying on your chosen path. And this is what UJ is doing. We're taking it step by step and staying on our chosen path. We know where we want to go. You know, yesterday in the morning, I just smiled. You know, I was on my way to another meeting when I got the news that UJ is ranked #1, you know, in sub-Saharan Africa by the Times Higher Education, you know, ranking organization. Let's give UJ a warm round of an applause. I mean, last year we were ranked #2. Just last year. This year we are #1. where I come from, people will say it's witchcraft. But I would tell them it's hard work, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 55,000 students, that are proud, to be studying with this great University of Johannesburg. We've got thousands of our alumni out there that should be proud, if they are not, of the fact that they studied with us. And we want them to come back home and reconnect. We have now over 200,000 contactable alumni. Remember, we are a product of a merger. We want all of them to come back home. I hear there are a few Raukis here. Revaleni, I'm also a Rauki. I did my LLM, during the Rau days. When I registered for my PhD, LLD, it was Rau. When I graduated, it was UJ. And I'm so grateful. I say the Lord works in mysterious ways. Because I will be addressing you now as a man with degrees from universities that do not exist. I will be like a con man explaining that it used to be called this and that. No. So we want our alumni to all come home, Sometimes when people talk to you, they talk to you as if you don't have Grammy award-winning people, They don't talk to you like you've got CEOs who are heading big minds. They don't talk to you like someone who has, Prof. Ben, judges that have graduated with us. They don't talk to us like that, They ask, what are you known for? They don't talk to us, Menomsa, like people who have graduated, guys that are leading sportsmen and women. You look puzzled. I'm not blaming people. Tell them, Menomsa, the former Springbok captain, you know who? Francois Pinard, 1995, And the list goes on. We want all of them to come home, ladies and gentlemen. Next year, the great University of Johannesburg will be celebrating its 20th anniversary. The registrar talked about it, that we said 1 minute past 12. Another colleague, Prof, I don't want to mention names, corrected me rightly, so said, stop talking about 1 minute past 12, because I used to say we are going to celebrate from 1 minute past 12 on the 1st of January 2025 until 11:59 on the 31st of December 2025. And she said, you are going to change us 2 minutes. And if you look at the successes of UJ, 2 minutes is a lot. So I say from 1 January to the 31st of December 2025, watch this space. There's a lot that has been achieved through the blood, sweat, hard work, and commitment of our students, our staff. We've got 4,500 permanent members of staff that are proud to call UJ their home, that come there every day and they work, They are ready to challenge themselves, myself included, and together we're going to show this world something that they've never seen. Because as Masoyama has said, step by step, we know where we're going. We're on the right path, we know it. And we're changing what a university should be like, ladies and gentlemen. A university today that stands at the top of the mountain and say, look at how exclusive we are, has got no place in the space where we operate and where we're going. A university should take other people forward. A university should contribute, to issues that Twala is working on, uplifting the communities, giving people hope. And that should not mean that you are not good enough because you work with people who are part of the marginalized and the forgotten in our communities. This thing of access and excellence, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing this on a daily basis, showing the world that access and excellence are not mutually exclusive. And we want to make this point clear that UJ is the home, for everyone. The rich, we welcome you. Maybe we will see the first Ferrari coming through the gates of UJ. And also those people who have dreams, who have got nothing but dreams, to say through the power of education, I'll be where I want to be. Our role is to encourage and support those students to be the best that they can be. And this is what we are doing every day. It's not unusual, ladies and gentlemen, to have students that would go for a day without a warm meal. And we provide, something for those students to study, knowing that they have something in their stomachs. We have got a feeding program run with honor and dignity. I can't tell you that this feeling. I met one of our former students when I was dean. That was part of our meal assistance program, who until recently was a partner at one of the big law firms in Sandton. And now he started his own law firm and he's doing very well. I said, why did you branch out? He said, it's better that way. And I'm like, this is the confidence we expect from a UJ graduate. And I won't lie to you, I looked at him, it was at a conference, and he said, Prof, do you remember me? I'm like, you look familiar. He had a bespoke suit. Poverty can rough you up, ne? Let's bring back the dignity, ladies and gentlemen, so that people can look good. Myself included, of course, I didn't sleep without, on an empty stomach. The other day, people laughed at our long service awards, and I was telling the truth, and the registrar and Prof. Khan looked at the picture. I referred to the picture of when I was graduating, and I'm like, I was skinny, I look tall, and I don't look. When the photographer sent me the pictures, how many years later, I said, he sent me a wrong man's pictures, until I looked closer. And this is what we want to do, we want people to evolve, from challenging situations to become the best that they can be, and they can contribute meaningfully to this society, to our country, to the continent, and to the world. We don't just talk about these things, ladies and gentlemen. Apart from training, teaching, researching, we also work with communities. Just to give you an example, in Limpopo, there are 3 villages under one chief: Kwakwani, Matatani, and Mbodi. Last year, we launched the UJ Societal Impact and Sustainability Project, where, everyone at UJ, I mean, all the faculties, I spoke to Prof. Khan. Engineering was the only faculty involved, and Prof. Khan said, we're going to get everybody involved. I must confess, Prof. Khan, I was like, how do you get, other people to do what? Because these guys in engineering, they do amazing things, I mean, they set up a solar bakery. It bakes 200 loaves of bread, something we take for granted here in Gauteng. The people would go for 11 months, without bread, And everybody came on board. Law set up a justice center, Prof. Kathleen, CBE, boreholes, solar-powered boreholes. I didn't know you could grow cassava in Limpopo. Now, cassava will be produced and so on. This is what we are all about as a university. Now, when good news come, of course, we don't live for rankings, ladies and gentlemen. We embrace them, we accept them with great excitement, because we worked hard for these things. 8,000, if I add temps, 4,500 people who come to UJ every day, they work hard for these things. Our students, they work hard for these things. We have to celebrate these things. We acknowledge them. We're not going to be arrogant. We are humble people, but we celebrate them. So I put a post yesterday when this thing came out. Immediately, and I phoned the SED. I said, I want this thing in the news. And then he pulled some strings. I saw a few newspapers had that thing. So I posted. I posted. I mean, we worked hard for these things, right? And then I looked at the post today. I saw some jealous colleague from some university I won't mention by name, who's saying these things, you ignore them, you treat them as information. And I'm like, oh, what is he talking about? Then I remembered, in my book, From the Baobab to the Mosquito, I'm advertising it because the royalties go into a bursary fund. There's an African saying that a monkey, and I'm not calling colleagues monkeys, but the saying says a monkey, when it cannot reach a banana, it will say that banana is not sweet enough. Because they can't do these things. Then they would rubbish them, because some of us, I mean, UJ is just 20 years as UJ. Where will UJ be when it's 100? We will be there, eh? So I thought I should just speak my mind, The Honorable Member of Council really covered me when he shared our successes, but I thought I should bring these points, UJ is a university on the move, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to continue to build. Please come work with us. What we're doing here at UJ, as I said to colleagues when we were launching that project in Gwagwani, I said we're doing God's work because we are about the forgotten and the marginalized people amongst us. And we'll continue to build on this. And as we continue to build, we do not forget, our neighbors, we do not forget our continent. How often do we as academics fly over Africa and go to Europe? I'm not saying it's wrong. How often do we fly and go to North America while ignoring our brothers and sisters on the continent? Because there's a lot of talent here on the continent, ladies and gentlemen, and we should tap into this opportunity and work with the people. So at UJ, our commitment, ladies and gentlemen, to Pan-Africanism, transformation, equity, and access will remain and will continue to build on that. Of course, we say at the moment, what we're doing is all about global excellence and stature in the fourth industrial revolution, but for societal impact. So everything that we do, we're going to make sure and will continue to make sure that it has got a positive impact on our society and our societies and our commitment. Of course, we are a university and we are doing what we're doing because of our students. Without our students, we have nothing. We cannot call ourselves a university. So we'll continue to equip our graduates not only with knowledge and skills, but with a commitment to ethical leadership and social responsibility. These days, it seems if you are ethical, being ethical should not be a difficult thing. The ethical people are the ones that are ostracized out there, that are called counter-revolutionaries, that are called all sorts of names. I say to you, at the University of Johannesburg, we're going to continue to act in an ethical manner. We're going to continue to produce ethical graduates. And where there is unethical behavior, we'll root it out. We won't hide it. We'll deal with it and make sure that people know that UJ is not a place for when people feel their hunger pangs for stealing and so on. They think it's a place where they can come and play. No, not at UJ. They can go and find another place. That logo of the great University of Johannesburg, I always confess and say when it was produced, I used to say, what is this? People used to laugh at this logo and say, it's two birds stealing a television. And I don't blame them. It could have meant anything, ladies and gentlemen. It was meaningless when this was put together. But through your hard work, through our hard work, through the hard work of our students, we gave that logo a meaning. There was a time, and I always say, when you go overseas and you meet people, you take out your business card and say, I'm Letlokompedi from UJ. People say, you who? And walk away. Those days are gone. People come to us and say, we are here, we thought we could benchmark and do this. And Madam Registrar, they've got all the reasons in the world to come and benchmark. We're the first university to use facial recognition for enrollment. Students don't have to go and make photocopies. If you come where I come from, just to make one photocopy is 25 rands at a spaza shop. I'm not lying. Then you take another taxi to go to a local police station, then 100 rands is gone. How many people have got that? So by just facial recognition, and we also save trees, Madam Registrar. People don't bring photocopies and all that Xerox, we save trees. Our degrees are on blockchain. You can scan it. You don't need to certify copies of our degrees. You just scan it with your smartphone, not that old, small, Lipopotan, as they call it where I come from. No, you need a smartphone, General Counsel, and you scan the QR code. Then you will see if the degree has been revoked, when it was awarded, what time, you get everything. Isn't it, Madam Registrar? And it's all Madam Registrar and her team. The list goes on, and we're going to continue to innovate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I should share those, and I thought it would be appropriate to mention this here. Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here annually to celebrate societal impact. What we have had here is societal impact. Let me put it this way. This represents, this gathering and what we are celebrating, the tangible and lasting changes made in our communities and a commitment to a more just and equitable world. Through education, ladies and gentlemen, especially when you graduate ethical people who go out there and make a difference, we're going to really take this country, our communities, our continent, to the next level. Winston Churchill once said, and I quote, "We make a living out of what we get. We make a life out of what we give," close quote. This not only embodies the UJ spirit, but it also signifies the weight of this evening. When I talk about spirit, when I was a karateka, I would say, spirit otokani, I say, os, senpai. And also, it's like, yes, but the deeper meaning is like, I understand. And I hope today you will understand what UJ is all about. And you do understand, I have no doubt. They would say, Spirit Otokan. And I like this, when I feel like not waking up, I remember my senpai screaming and say, Kyo Koshin Kaikan Oyama Karateka enjoys the pain. You can't break the spirit of a Kyokushin Kaikan. And I see that spirit every day at UJ. Not that UJ people have pain and anything. You can see it's all smiles. But we are determined to do what we need to do. And we want to take this university to greater levels. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the awards over the course of the years have recognized the efforts of alumni who have made significant contributions to the university, a specific field of study or community, while others have recognized outstanding contributions beyond the confines of teaching and research. Ladies and gentlemen, we also recognize those who are outside the university, as you have witnessed this evening with Ntate Twala. We have scoured the landscape and found individuals who have made a mark on society, which is bigger than the university. You can go through the program, you'll see the previous recipients. These are serious people. And we'll continue to make sure that we go out there and find these worthy recipients. Ladies and gentlemen, we choose people who demonstrate formidable characteristics like activism and strength in the face of adversity, like Kyokushin Kaikano Yamakaratekas. We choose people who are shaping the future because this signifies excellence, ladies and gentlemen. We choose people for their societal impact. This is not a mere buzzword at the great University of Johannesburg. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a commitment. This commitment is only fitting when you consider that Ellen Kuzwayo Awards, for example, are named after an activist, writer, and feminist icon. As she wrote in Call Me Woman in 1985, open quote, if you can rise, bring someone with you, close quote. These awards, ladies and gentlemen, honor her, the teacher, social worker, anti-apartheid activist, and the first black writer to win the CNA Prize, South Africa's highest literary honor. It is this spirit, ladies and gentlemen, that our awardees encapsulate. I am reminded, ladies and gentlemen, of an interview Kuzwayo had with British writer Nikki Garrett in 1985, in which she said, open quote, I am who I am and my life is my own. Before you feel hopeful for your country, you must feel hope for yourself, close quote. I close quote too soon. If there is no hope for you, you can't look ahead, close quote. I like this, you can't have hope for others while you don't have hope for yourself, It's like a poor man promising another poor man that I'll make you rich, and that other poor person believing. These words, ladies and gentlemen, these are the words that certainly hold the weight of this evening's awards. Ladies and gentlemen, those who may not know about the University of Johannesburg, please take this opportunity to share what you have shared. Send them our way. We'll take them on a tour. We'll educate them about the great University of Johannesburg. If they don't want to pay attention, one day they will pay attention. Because, as my colleague always says, the future of this country is definitely on the hands of UJ people. The future leaders that we are producing today will definitely shape the future of this country. And when I say people can come and have a look, you'll just see amazing things. If I could just mention this, Prof. Mashau is nodding, the first 3D printing project here was at the University of Johannesburg, at your faculty. The machine can print a 3D house, low-cost house in 8 hours. People say this is going to take jobs. I say, yes, it will take jobs, but there are other opportunities. We need people who will service these machines. If this thing can print a house in 8 hours, so we'll need more people to do plumbing, tiling, and so on. So we need to train people. What they are doing now is just amazing. We know we've got serious challenges with housing, low-cost housing. If there is a fire, we know that some of the informal settlements, what happens, the professors there are experimenting with hemp. When I heard about this, I said, whoa, you'll get me arrested. They say, relax, we have permission. And they explained it to me that hemp 3D printed houses are fire retardant. Imagine having a fire retardant house and in areas that require this type of housing. You go to our Durhamfontein campus, and we'll invite you when we open this. We have set up the Rescue Simulation Center. It can simulate, I was told not to mention their height now because I was exaggerating, but unintentionally. But those waves that it can simulate, it's like proper deep sea waves. And you can simulate deep sea rescue, Prof. Khan, with helicopters dropping from the roof. It can simulate collapsed buildings, collapsed trenches, and so on. So the future is here, ladies and gentlemen. And those who don't see it will see it one day. We'll just continue to do what we do best: sustainability and societal impact. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have earned to be here after you have listened to me talk for this long. I thank you very much for your attention, and thanks for supporting us. Please allow me to say a few words. I won't say it will indeed be a few words, and acknowledge the contribution of Rebaleni. Rebaleni, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I don't want to miss this opportunity. Thank you so much for your support at the university. We wouldn't be where we are without the support of men like yourself. You'll be sorely missed. I feel like this American musician who, when he was drafted, when he joined the military or something like that, then there was a war. And he said, why when I joined the war, when I joined the military, there is war, and then you went, you survived. I say, why when I became vice chancellor, you stepped down? I know it's not me. And I will call you and ask for your wisdom. Honestly, the experience that you always brought, the calmness, the humility. I mean, I haven't met somebody who would do it like you, who would really crack the whip and then still leave everybody smiling, I mean, this is how you do it as a leader. You correct, but without making people feeling belittled and so on. And you go there, having embraced everything that you have shared. And we will take that with us as leaders to ensure that we guide with humility, making sure that people live with their dignity, and they learn from whatever mistakes they shall have made, and that is the way we will grow. You will be missed. I will call you when I need you, and you are always welcomed at UJ, and you have earned the right to wear the color orange. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very aware that I'm standing between you and dessert. And if you are like me, that's a very dangerous place to be. But I think in closing, thank you very much, VC, for those words. You always inspire us. And along those same trends, the recipients of the Ellen Kuzwayo and the Alumni Dignitas Award set very high standards for all of us. Your dedication, your innovation, and your service challenges us to strive for excellence in our own lives and to use our talents for greater good as what you have done. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our awardees. Mr. Baleni, and then the Vice-Chancellor has said it all. We have no words to thank you, but we have asked the UJ Choir just to do something for you. Ladies and gentlemen, after that there will be dessert, which I think is the most important part of any meal. And then if we don't see again, have a wonderful December break, recharge your batteries, and we'll see you in 2025 with your dancing shoes.
Confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Whoa, suitcase of memories. Time after time. Da 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 da. lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time after time, if you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time, ba-ba-da, oh, time after time, time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time after time, if you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time, don't you know, if you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time after time, if you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time, 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 time after time.
The University of Johannesburg, our future reimagined.